What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously once again. I am back for my Week 6 NFL predictions. Now, Week 5 just ended with the New Orleans Saints defeating the Washington Redskins tonight on Monday Night Football. So Week 5 is in the books, and now we're into Week 6 of the NFL season. So I'm very excited to do these Week 6 NFL predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Week 6 after a very good Week 5, we went 10-5. So our over record coming in is 24-39-2. So we're coming in hot. We haven't had a losing record since Week 3, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hopefully in this video we will continue the winning ways. We're on a 2-week winning streak. Hopefully in this video we're going to make it 3. Now, if you have not checked out my 2 other videos I put up on the channel today, definitely go check them out. There will possibly be another video this week for the League Championship Series of the MLB postseason, so definitely look out for that one. And as always, show your love on all these videos by watching those videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your NFL team in the comments section down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, you picked a good one if you're a huge NFL fan like myself and you're ready for Week 6 of the NFL season. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is 2. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these Week 6 predictions. Now, starting off with the buys. The buys are for the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. So if you're a fantasy football owner like myself, definitely have suitable backups if you have guys like Drew Brees or Alvin Kamara or Golden Tate or Matthew Stafford. So you'll be ready for your next fantasy football matchup this week. Now let's start off on Thursday Night Football with an NFC East showdown featuring the Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, heading to Gotham to face the New York Giants. Now the Eagles are coming off their loss to the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday, even though Carson Wentz had a pretty solid game with over 311 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zach Ertz with over 110 yards and a touchdown, but they just fell short against the Minnesota Vikings. And they're looking to get a big rebound win and beat their rivals in the NFC East. The only other side of the Giants coming off their loss to the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. Eli Manning had a very rocky game on Sunday with over 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 picks. Odell Beckham Jr. with over 131 yards and a touchdown, and a passing touchdown, if you can believe it. And the Giants are looking to knock off the Super Bowl champs. So coming from me in this first matchup on Thursday Night Football, and these two teams hate each other. We've seen throughout the years this rivalry has been very intense, and it always comes down to the last quarter. Seems like every time. So coming from me, I'm gonna take the Philadelphia Eagles to defeat the New York Giants in a close matchup on Thursday Night Football. And now the Sunday slate, starting at 10 a.m. here on the West Coast, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. Starting off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to the Georgia Dome to face the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Tampa Bay is coming off a bye last week, and they're coming in fresh, and they're also starting Jameis Winston. Now, I got to say something about this. Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. Ryan Fitzpatrick had 1 bad game against Chicago, and now you're going to bench him to put in Jameis Winston? Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization?
You just made the list.
You have to make the list. Why are you benching him after 1 bad game? And you're putting back Winston into this lineup. It makes no sense, and you have to make the list of Dangerously this week for being stupid idiots if this does not work. The only other side, you have the Atlanta Falcons coming off their blowout loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Matt Ryan had a not so great game, only 285 yards passing and 1 touchdown to Mohamed Sanu, and the Atlanta Falcons are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons to rebound at home and defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now the next matchup, pitting the Carolina Panthers heading to D.C. to face the Washington Redskins. Now the Carolina Panthers are coming off a big win over the New York Giants on Sunday with a clutch Graham Gano, I think it was like a 60-plus yard field goal to win the game. Cam Newton had a pretty rocky game with over 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also 2 picks. Christian McCaffrey did have a touchdown as well. And I know one of my subscribers, Kane Game's got to be happy his Panthers won. And they're looking to get another big win. The only other side, you have the Skins coming off their loss tonight on Monday Night Football to the New Orleans Saints. They just did not look good, and they're looking to rebound at home. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers once again to defeat the Washington Redskins. And now the next matchup, pitting my second favorite team, the Seattle Seahawks, heading to the black hole to face the Oakland Raiders. Now, the Seattle Seahawks are coming off that heartbreaking loss to the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday, losing by only 2 points. And Russell Wilson had maybe his best game all season with over 198 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Chris Carlson, or C-Dub if you will, had over 116 yards. Mike Davis had another rushing touchdown. Tyler Lockett had nearly 100 yards and a touchdown, but they fell short against the Rams. And they did give the Rams a fight, and they definitely got to Jared Goff in that game. But Seattle's looking to rebound and bounce back. The only other side, you have the Oakland Raiders coming off their loss to the to the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday. They just did not look good. John Gruden's first year as coach of the Raiders is turning into a nightmare, and that's not child's play. It's a nightmare. Derek Carr did not have his best game, 268 yards passing, a touchdown, and a pick. Jordy Nelson with a receiving touchdown, and the Raiders are looking to win their second game of the season. So coming from me in this matchup, and this is a Marshawn Lynch game because Marshawn Lynch plays for is a former Seattle Seahawk. So this is the return of beast mode in this matchup. This one's going to be good. So I'm going to go with my Seattle Seahawks to defeat the Oakland Raiders in a close one. And now the next matchup. It is the Indianapolis Colts heading to East Rutherford to face the New York Jets. Now the Indianapolis Colts are coming off a loss on Thursday night to my New England Patriots. Andrew Luck had a pretty solid game in a loss and over 365 yards and 3 touchdowns. Eric Ebron had over 100 plus yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. And they're looking to rebound and bounce back here. The only other side, you have the New York Jets coming off a big win over the Denver Broncos at home on Sunday. Sam Darnold had a big game with nearly 200 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Ronnie Anderson with over 123 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. And their running back Isaiah Crowell with over 200 yards rushing and a touchdown. And the Jets are looking to get another big win. So coming from me in this matchup, this one's tough. Andrew Luck, Stanford, Sam Darnold, USC. It's a Pac-12 clash right here. So I'm going to go with Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts to defeat the New York Jets in a close one. And now the next matchup. It is the Arizona Cardinals heading to Minneapolis to face the Minnesota Vikings. Now the Arizona Cardinals are coming off a big win over the San Francisco 49ers on the road on Sunday. Josh Rosen had a pretty solid game with over 170 yards and a touchdown. David Johnson had a pretty okay game on the ground with 55 yards and a touchdown. Christian Kirk had 85 yards and a touchdown, and Arizona is looking to get another big win in the NFC. Then on the other side, you have the Minnesota Vikings coming off their big win over the Philadelphia Eagles. They got their redemption after last year's NFC Championship game. Kirk Cousins had over 300 yards and a touchdown. Adam Thielen with over 116 yards and a touchdown. And Minnesota is looking to get another big win at home. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings to defeat the Arizona Cardinals. And now the next matchup. It is a huge NFC North showdown featuring the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Cincinnati to face the AFC North leading Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Steelers are coming off a huge win at home over the Atlanta Falcons. They got it all clicking. Ben Roethlisberger had 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. James Conner had 110 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, 101 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Everything was clicking for the Steelers, and it was about damn time. After games that they should have won and they didn't, they finally put up a whooping on the Falcons, and they're looking to show that they're who eats at the dinner table first, and that's the Steelers against their NFC North rivals. And then on the other side, you have the Cincinnati Bengals coming off their win over the Miami Dolphins. And Andy Dalton did not have his best game, over 248 yards passing, a touchdown, but a pick. A.J. Green had 112 yards receiving, and Cincinnati's looking to prove their dominance as the AFC North leaders. And they're looking to knock off the perennial AFC powerhouse in the North. So coming from me in this huge AFC North showdown to see who will be eating at the dinner table first. Oh man, this one's going to be good. And these two do not like each other. If you thought Baltimore and Pittsburgh was a rivalry that both teams hate each other, this one's another one. So coming from me, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers once again to defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. And now the next matchup, it is the Los Angeles Chargers heading to Cleveland to face the Cleveland Browns. Now the Chargers are coming off a big win over the Oakland Raiders on Sunday. Phillip Rivers had a big-time game with over 339 yards and 2 touchdowns. Melvin Gordon with a rushing touchdown. And the Chargers looking to get another big win in the AFC. Then on the other side, you have the Cleveland Browns coming off a big victory in overtime, defeating their AFC North rivals, the Baltimore Ravens, on Sunday. Baker Mayfield had another big-time game, even though his Sooners did not get it done against Texas on Saturday. Baker Mayfield got it done on Sunday for the Browns with over 342 yards, a touchdown, and a pick, but they got the win. And like I said, they start Baker Mayfield, they'll start winning games. And I'm happy for Cleveland to start winning now with the NBA season starting, the Indians in the hole against the Houston Astros. The Cleveland sports teams definitely need a pick-me-up, and the Browns are definitely it. So coming from me in this matchup, oh man, this one's tough. I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Chargers to defeat the Cleveland Browns in a close one. And now the next matchup, it is the Buffalo Bills heading to Houston to face the Houston Texans. Now, the Buffalo Bills are coming off a big win over the Tennessee Titans in maybe the most boring game of the week. Josh Allen had only 82 yards passing, and he had the only offensive touchdown in that game with a rushing touchdown. And the Bills are coming off what I think nearly back-to-back wins. And I'm going to say right now, where was he in Week 1 for the Bills? Or this team would be right up there in the AFC East. But the Bills are looking to get another big win in the AFC. Then on the other side, you have the Houston Texans coming off their big win on Sunday Night Football in overtime over the Dallas Cowboys. Deshaun Watson had a fantastic game. DeAndre Hopkins with over 150-plus receiving yards and maybe the best play in overtime after spinning out of a tackle not once but twice. Their defense stepped up. J.J. Watt, Merciless, and Clowney had a field day with Dak Prescott, and Houston's looking to get another big win. So coming from me in this matchup, Josh Allen, Wyoming, Deshaun Watson, Clemson. This one's going to be a good one. And so coming from me, I am taking Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans once again to defeat the Buffalo Bills. And now the next matchup, it is the Chicago Bears heading to Florida to face the Miami Dolphins. Now the Chicago Bears are coming off a bye last week. They're going to be coming in healthy, fresh, and you already know what time it is. It's the Khalil Mack show. We're going to see what he can do against a very good Miami Dolphins team. The only other side, you have the Miami Dolphins coming off their loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. Tannehill did not have his best game. Only 185 yards passing, a touchdown, and 2 picks. So Miami's looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this matchup, oh, this one's tough because a lot of people are starting to ride the Bears bandwagon because of how good they are with one defensive player doing everything, and that's Khalil Mack. Mitchell Trubisky's having a great year as well. But coming from me, I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins to upset the Chicago Bears. Fins up. And now the next matchup, it is the undefeated Los Angeles Rams heading to Mile High to face the Denver Broncos. Now the Rams are coming off a very close win over my Seattle Seahawks on Sunday and remaining undefeated. Jared Goff definitely did not look good in that game. Even though he had 321 yards passing, he did have only 1 touchdown and 2 picks. And most of their offense was coming from Todd Gurley. Guy I know very well from Georgia, 77 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. And that was the whole difference in that game. Todd Gurley running the ball, running it down Seattle's throat and getting 3 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp also had a big-time game with 90 yards and a touchdown. And the Rams are looking to continue their undefeated streak and get another big win. The only other side, you have the Denver Broncos coming off their loss to the New York Jets on Sunday at home, and on the road, excuse me. Case Keenum did have a pretty solid game with over 377 yards passing, 2 touchdowns but 1 pick. Demaryius Thomas with over 105 yards and a touchdown, and they're looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this matchup, that Rams defense, that Rams offense against the no-fly zone, this one's going to be a good one. And I think Denver can give them a fight, but coming from me, I'm taking the undefeated Los Angeles Rams to defeat the Denver Broncos. And now the next matchup, it is the Baltimore Ravens heading to Nashville to face the Tennessee Titans. Now the Baltimore Ravens are coming off a loss to the Cleveland Browns of all teams in overtime on Sunday. Joe Flacco had his worst game with nearly 300 yards passing and not one touchdown. There was no offense from the Ravens other than from Justin Tucker's foot. And Baltimore's looking to rebound and bounce back after that embarrassment. They're on the other side of the Tennessee Titans coming off their loss to the Buffalo Bills where there was no offense either. Marcus Mariota only had 29 yards passing, and he didn't even throw a touchdown. He had one pick, and it was their kicker, Ryan Suckup, getting all the points for the Tennessee Titans. So both teams are coming off bad games on Sunday. So coming from me in this matchup, this one's tough. I'll tell you right now, Baltimore loses again. Maybe it's time to put Lamar Jackson in. We saw him a little bit in that Cleveland game, but I want to see Lamar Jackson play. Joe Flacco's a great quarterback, but if they lose this game, put Lamar Jackson in. Let's see what he's got. Look at all the rookies that have been playing this season. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, and a few others. But Baltimore's smart. They're gonna hopefully start Lamar Jackson soon. So coming from me, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to defeat the Tennessee Titans in a close one. And now the next matchup, it is the Jacksonville Jaguars heading to Dallas to face the Dallas Cowboys. Now the Jacksonville Jaguars are coming off a thumping by the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. They looked terrible. They looked like the old Jacksonville Jaguars from years past. Blake Bortles, even though having 430 yards, he only had 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, and 4 picks. And TJ Yeldon had the 69 yards and 1 touchdown, but Jacksonville looked like shit on Sunday against the Chiefs. They did not even look at all good. And they look like the old Jacksonville Jaguars, and Jacksonville's looking to rebound and bounce back here. They're on the other side, you have the Dallas Cowboys coming off their heartbreaking loss in overtime to the Houston Texans. Dak Prescott did have a pretty solid game, but they're looking to get a rebound win at home. So coming from me in this matchup, oh man, I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars to rebound and bounce back and defeat the Dallas Cowboys in a close one. And now the next matchup, which is on Sunday Night Football, maybe the biggest game in Week 6, and it's between two of the best AFC teams the two best AFC teams, featuring the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs heading to Gillette to face my New England Patriots. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs are coming off a big win over the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday, and they didn't even need Patrick Mahomes to win it for them, even though Patrick Mahomes had 313 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. But their offense got it done, and their defense absolutely stepped up, getting after Blake Bortles 4 times. Kareem Hunt did have a rushing touchdown, 87 yards, and a touchdown. Kelsey had a touchdown. But it just proves that even if Mahomes has a bad game, their defense steps up for him and gets the win for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs are looking to knock off a team that they've beaten before. Then on the other side, you have my New England Patriots coming off a big win on Thursday Night Football over the Indianapolis Colts. Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, had a great game with 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing. He also threw his 500th career touchdown to the newest Patriot, Josh Gordon. Sony Michel with over 98 yards and a touchdown. Guess we found our new running back. And the Patriots are looking to get another big win, especially against an undefeated team like the Chiefs. So coming from me, in this matchup on Sunday Night Football, oh man, this one's tough. This one is tough because I know there's a lot of Chiefs fans out there, and as much as I want to pick the Chiefs, and I would pick the Chiefs if they were playing anybody else, but I gotta stick with my team, and that's the New England Patriots. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking my Patriots to upset the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football in a close one. And now the Monday night matchup pitting the San Francisco 49ers heading to Lambeau to face the Green Bay Packers. Now the San Francisco 49ers are coming off a tough loss at home to the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday, but we did see a little bit of some light at the end of the tunnel with C.J. Beathard with nearly 349 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing one. But he also threw 3 picks. Trent Taylor had 61 yards and a touchdown. This Niners team is just not looking good. Ever since they lost Garoppolo, I don't think they even won a game yet. And the Niners are looking to rebound, bounce back, especially on prime time on Monday Night Football. Then on the other side, you have the Green Bay Packers coming off their loss to the Detroit Lions on the road, and it was all because of one player. You know what happens when your kicker, Mason Crosby, misses not one field goal, not 2 field goals, not 3 field goals, but 4 field goals and an extra point that cost the Packers that game and cost them 13 points that could have 13 points on the scoreboard. You know what happens to Mason Crosby? I think you know what happens.
You just made the list.
He had to make the list. The Packers would have maybe won that game if Mason Crosby made those 5 field goals, but Mason Crosby had to make the list this week for definitely costing the Packers, even though Aaron Rodgers had 442 yards and 3 touchdowns. Those Mason Crosby kicks that were missed was big in their defeat. So coming from me in this matchup on Monday Night Football, oh man, I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers, and hopefully they'll get it done, and the Green Bay Packers to defeat the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. And those are my Week 6 NFL predictions. Now, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video. Comment below, who do you have winning in Week 6? Who do you got? Do you see any upsets happening? And as always, represent your NFL team in the comment section below and your picks. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching all the videos I put up on the channel today. Now, before you guys go, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys possibly on Wednesday night for my Major League Baseball postseason league championship predictions. Later days, guys, and peace.